490 BC, the news that 600 triremes of the Persian king Darius had landed 30,000 soldiers on the plain of Marathon caused alarm in Athens. The Athenians, adopting Miltiades' proposal to the citizens' assembly, the Ecclesia, voted to leave the relative safety of the city walls and march against the enemy. Shortly after, about 9,000 Athenian hoplites and 1,000 Plataeans allies marched to Marathon.
και λαμπρές του Θεού φωτοδότρες ακτίνες. Φέρτε μου μήνυμα! Φέρτε μου!
Κίνδυνος είναι μια πλούσια χώρα
και στα όπλα τρισδόξαστη έχθρα να έχει για την πόλη μας τούτη. Ο Δίας μας σύμμαχος, δεν τους φοβάμαι. Ο Δίας προστάτης του δίκαιου, δεν θα βάλω ποτέ τους θητούς απ' τους θεούς μας Ιωάννα. Ο Θεά Αθηνά μας εσπασμία, δική σου η γη και η πόλη μας. Μάνα και άνασα και προστάτρια, διώξον αυτόν, διώξον αυτόν, τον άδικο πανοπλό. Άδικο είναι να χάνω το σπίτι μου, επειδή είμαι δικαίος. Θα σε τιμούμε αιώνια Θεά με θυσίες. Ποτέ δεν θα πάψουν τα τραγούδια για σένα. Και η χωρή κάθε μήνα. Και οι ηγεσίες μας πάντα θα τυχούν στον αέρα. Προσευχές ολονύχτιες στις μεγάλες γιορτές σου.
According to Herodotus, a distance of some 1,500 meters separated the two armies. The Persians advanced several times to force the Greeks to abandon their positions, but Miltiades could not be drawn into open battle. The opinions of the Athenian generals were divided. Half wanted to wait for assistance to arrive from Sparta, while the other half, led by Miltiades, insisted that they must attack the Persians. Miltiades attempted to win over Callimachus the Polemarch.
Ενσύμην Καλήμαχε εστί, ή καταδουλώσε Αθήνας, ή ελευθέρας ποιήσαντα.
With you it rests, Callimachus, either to bring Athens to slavery or by securing her freedom to be remembered by all future generations. If you add your vote to my side, your homeland will be free and the first city in Greece. But if you side with them who do not wish to give battle, then the reverse will follow. Callimachus was persuaded. Miltiades devised an ingenious strategy. He deployed the Greek forces with reinforced flanks and a deliberately weakened center and attacked the Persians. The front lines of the two armies clashed with devastating impact. As the weakened center of the Athenian phalanx was pushed back, the two wings advanced and trapped the center of the Persian army in a pincer movement. The Athenian victory was overwhelming. The outcome of the battle kept democracy alive and determined the course of European civilization. Miltiades sent a hoplite to Athens with news of the victory. The professional long-distance runner set off immediately, crossing valleys, hills and streams. he ran the approximately 40 kilometers to Athens, exclaimed, "Hail, we are victorious!" to the Athenians, and straightaway fell dead. In the centuries that followed, the fate of the Athenian hoplite was not forgotten. His exploit was passed from generation to generation. It took the form of a narrative. It was told in song. It became a part of history. The Philhellene French scholar Michel Brial proposed, and Pierre de Coubertin agreed to the establishment of a long-distance foot race to be called the Marathon, which was introduced at the first modern Olympic Games in Athens in 1896. The race was won by Spyros Louis, the legendary water carrier from Marousi. His victory triggered frantic celebrations among the Athenians, who had filled the Panathinaik Stadium and sparked a wave of emotion. Louis became the first athlete hero of the marathon. The new event began to generate great excitement. In the same year, marathon races were run in Paris, New York, Hungary and Norway. In 1897, the first long-distance race to attract widespread public attention was held, the Boston Marathon. Also, one of the oldest athletics federations in the world was established, the Hellenic Association of Amateur Athletics, SEGAS. At the 1908 Olympic Games in London, the marathon distance was increased slightly to 42,195 meters. The winner, Johnny Hayes, following the disqualification of Italy's Dorando Pietri. In 1912, the International Association of Athletics Federation, IAF, was founded. Since then, millions of runners all over the world have followed in the footsteps of the celebrated Athenian hoplite. With their performances and victories, some have become legends. In 1946, another Greek, Stylianos Kyriakides, wins the Boston Marathon. In a country slowly emerging from the ravages of war, personal achievement becomes a national triumph. In 1948, London Olympics, Argentina's Delfo Cabrera. Shortly after the Second World War, in 1940, the Olympic marathon gained a new legend, Emil Zatopek. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the Czechoslovakian athlete's death. After winning gold medals in 5,000 and 10,000 meter events, Zatopek went on to ensure his place in history with a victory in the marathon. 1956, Melbourne Olympics, France's Alain Mimoun. Grigoris Lambrakis, marathon runner for peace. National champion, Balkan champion, physician, peace activist, symbol of man's struggle against political oppression. In April 1963, defying a police ban, he marched alone in the first marathon peace rally. He was murdered by para-state far-right extremists in May 1963. His assassination gave a social dimension to the marathon ideal. In 1964 in Tokyo, Ethiopia's Abebe Bikila repeats his 1960 triumph in Rome to become the first athlete to win the marathon gold medal at back-to-back Olympics. 1968, Ethiopia wins its third consecutive gold medal in Olympic marathons with Mama Walder. 1972, Munich Olympics, the USA's Frank Shorter. In 1976 in Montreal and 98 in Moscow, Waldemar Sierpinski becomes only the second marathoner to win gold in back-to-back Olympics. In 1982, at the European Championships in Athens, Rosa Mota wins the first women's marathon officially sanctioned by the IAAF. 6 years later, Mota took the gold medal at the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Also in 1982, the Association of International Marathons and Distance Races, AIMS, was founded in London. In 1984, in Los Angeles, the women's marathon was for the first time included in the Olympic Games program. The winner, Joanne Benoit, who on the 2500th anniversary of the historic battle, together with Catherine Switzer, will run in the Athens Classic Marathon, fulfilling a dream of all marathoners all over the world. 1984, Los Angeles Olympics, Portugal's Carlos Lopes. In 1988, Seoul Olympics, Italy's Gelindo Bourdin. 1992, Barcelona Olympics, South Korea's Yang Cho-hwang and Valentina Yegorova of GDR. 1996 in Atlanta, Fatuma Roba of Ethiopia becomes the first African to win the Olympic marathon for women. The men's event is won by South Africa's Josia Tunquain. In 2000, Sydney Olympics, Japan's Naoko Takahashi and Ethiopia's Gezaini Abera. In 2004, at the Olympic Games in Athens, Stefano Baldini wins gold over the classic marathon course and Mizuki Naguchi wins the first gold medal in the women's event over the course. At the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, the marathon winners were Samuel Vanjiro of Kenya and Konstantina Dita of Romania. Today, the World Marathon Movement brings together over 5 million athletes who participate in more than 700 races each year, run in accordance with the rules laid down by the IAAF and AIMS. Races that, among other things, are held in support of social, environmental and volunteer causes. Not only helping to raise the necessary fund, but also spreading the message of noble competition, brotherhood among peoples, friendship and peace. Participation in the marathon is the challenge of a lifetime, the ultimate test of courage, a triumph of the strength of the human spirit. Reaching the marathon finish line is the dream of every runner, a personal achievement, a link in the unbroken chain of history. O marathon race, you are peace, culture, brotherliness, love, ideality. "2,500 years later, the flame of the will of the Athenian hoplite is still here, lighting the course of the marathon movement, inviting us to become an active part of it, urging us to transmit its power to the whole world."